So I decided to give ChatGPT a whirl after hearing so much about it. Here's what I put in. Write a short story about an antisocial individual named Josh, who manages to make a living through content creation on the internet, despite all of his limiting beliefs holding him back from doing so. In the process, he breaks out of his shell, becomes an extroverted version of himself that affirms that content creation really was the thing for him to do with his life, and how this breakthrough is only just the beginning of a lifelong journey. And now, here's where shit gets wildly accurate and believable to the highest degree. Check out the response the AI generated. Josh had always felt like an outcast. He preferred to keep to himself, rarely speaking to anyone unless it was absolutely necessary. He had always known that he was different, but he had never been able to put his finger on why. It wasn't until he discovered the world of content creation on the internet that he finally began to understand. As he delved deeper into the world of blogging and vlogging, he realized that he was not alone. There were others out there, just like him, who preferred to communicate through writing and video rather than face-to-face interactions. Despite his reservations, Josh decided to take the plunge and start his own blog. He wrote about his experiences as an introvert, sharing his thoughts and feelings with the world. To his surprise, people started reading his blog and leaving comments. Josh had never felt so connected to people before. Over time, Josh became more confident in his abilities as a content creator. He began to branch out, experimenting with different topics and mediums. As he did so, he found that he was becoming more outgoing and extroverted. He no longer felt like an outsider. Instead, he felt like he was part of a community of like-minded individuals. With each new post or video, Josh pushed himself further out of his shell. He became more comfortable with speaking his mind and expressing his thoughts and feelings. He realized that content creation was not just something he enjoyed doing, but it was also something that allowed him to break free from the limiting beliefs that had held him back for so long. As Josh's following grew, he began to see that content creation was not just a hobby or a way to make a living, but it was a way of life. He continued to create content, always pushing himself to be better and to connect with his audience on a deeper level. For Josh, the breakthrough was only just the beginning. He knew that there was still so much to learn and so much more to achieve. But he also knew that as long as he continued to create content, he would never be alone. And for someone like Josh, that was the greatest gift of all. And you're telling me that artificial intelligence wrote that? It sounds just like I got my future told to me and now I can't help but to feel like I should follow through with it, since it's the best laid out future plan I've ever seen, aside from all the potential ideas I've tried to come up with. All of my ideas haven't even came close to this, but it's not discouraging by any means. It's more inspiring than anything, really.